I just wanted to have a chat to you about what's been going on for me in the last month or so because as I do, I live my life transparently as I possibly can so others too can see what I say their way home and be in a space of happiness and joy and great abundance in every area of their life. I entered into a relationship about February this year, which I absolutely believed with all my heart that was going to be my forever after, right off into the beautiful sunset, get married, the whole thing. And unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. So for the last month or so, I've been really quite sad, and I just wanted to share my learnings from that with you because I believe it's absolutely a vital part of being human and taking the reflection from everything. And the way that I always speak and the way that I've written in the 3 books that I've self-published and when I do my talks, I speak very, very experientially from what's happened for me and how I've learned from all of the experiences that I've had. And the reason that I do this so transparently, and what people can judge and they can say whatever it is that they like, I'm still going to keep doing it because I had a phone call probably about 12 months after I released my first book, Detoxing the Goddess, and that was from a lady called Jen who had just checked herself into the psych ward in the Gold Coast Hospital because she was going to commit suicide. And she'd actually remembered a couple of sessions that we'd had together and reading that book, Detoxing the Goddess, which is my story of drugs, sex, and rock and roll, and a lot of other stuff in between. And how that you have to ask for help when you need help. And she actually got to the point where she realised that, hey, what she was dealing with was way bigger than her and she needed help at the moment. So that beautiful, beautiful lady is still alive today, and I'm still in quite regular contact with her, thank God. And her 3 amazing children still have a mum. And that's why I do what I do, because to be the impetus to enable someone else to continue with their journey to being happy and be doing, having, and giving all that they possibly can is my greatest joy. So, anyway, I first went into this relationship back in February with an absolutely open heart, believing that it was everything that I'd ever dreamed of and then a whole lot more. But I had this gut feeling from the get-go, and that there was something just not right, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. So I did what I have done in the past before, which is just throw myself into it 100% completely with an open heart, ready to know that I'm going to learn what I'm going to learn. It's going to be whatever it's meant to be for however long it's meant to be, and just go for it. So I did this, but I still had this little niggling feeling for that 6-month period. And when I got home from my beautiful nephew Blake's funeral just over a month ago, I requested that we just go to bed and have a chat because I could feel this thing, this gut feeling getting bigger. It was like this huge roadblock and I needed to resolve what it was. And we had a chat, etc., and there was no resolve, and just went to sleep and got up and went to work the next day. And while I was out working, I really, really tapped into the stuff that I'm always sharing with people to just ask. Just ask. I'm not talking about other people, but to ask your, whatever you want to call them. I call my angels, my guides, people that have passed over, my higher self, for absolute clarity here, because I was getting physically sick in the stomach trying to work out what this was, because it was just sitting there bubbling like a hot mud pool, so to speak. And I got my bifurcation. I got that absolute clarity, and I had this huge epiphany that I knew what it was. So I went home that evening and sat down as usual with a cup of tea and started to have a chat. And I just came out with what I felt it was, and I said, I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong that you've lied to me and that you've made up this huge story about who you are, where you've lived, what you've done, where you've come from, and all of that stuff. I want to be wrong so bad. But my gut just told me I was right. And one thing led to another, and there was a lot of denial, of course, straight away. And I was quite happy to go to bed and just sleep on it and continue on and talk it through, because I genuinely was in love with who I thought this person was and what they were enabling and encouraging, supporting me to be, do, have, and give in my life. And that was so important to me. But as I've done before in my life, when you get busted doing something that you know is not honourable and that you're really quite ashamed of, we go into what I call wounded child behaviour, and that is patterns and scars of crap that's back there that we've not yet healed. So the whole stubborn, dig my heels in, I'm not going to let you beat me head came up out of this other person, and I was told that I had to leave the premises immediately. So for my own safety and sanity, I actually did this. So for the last month, I've been really deeply looking for what is the reflection of me, because I walk my talk. And I know that we really live in a reflective universe, and the reflection is brought to you through other people and other experiences that you have. So I said to myself, Louise, where are you lying? Where are you being deceitful to yourself? And I just couldn't put my finger on this one as well. It was driving me crazy. Several bottles of wine this month later, crazy, because I just couldn't get it. But I got it today, and I got confirmation a short time later, and it was that I was lying to myself because I didn't listen to that intuition. I didn't follow that gut feeling that I had and dig deeper into the situation before I threw myself so wholeheartedly into it. So I'm so grateful for that, and the confirmation that I was absolutely correct is I was walking through a centre today and I found this t-shirt that was just sitting there in the middle of the aisle. Run with your heart, not your legs. And it's so imperative to me that we follow our heart 24/7, because that thing called our intuition, that's our higher self, that's our spirit, that's our authenticity. And it is there to guide us and lead us and protect us and keep us to being the best that we possibly can. So I hope that this has helped and inspired other people. And please, if you think it can help someone else, please by all means share it. And I'm more than willing to help you find the reflection in your stuff that has come up through relationships, whether they be intimate, family, or professional. You can find me at hearts3.com.au. My name's Louise Marie, and I thank you so much for your time and for being available to yourself to listen and watch this and hopefully learn a whole lot. Thank you so much. I love you. Au revoir.